Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Frilioth, and in today's episode I'm going to show you how to get this much power into a box that big. So if, like me, you need loads of power, you've probably got loads of large generators knocking about in your settlement, and they're big, they're noisy, they're ugly. Well, I'm going to show you how to get the same amount of power, 60 units of power, inside a cube that big. Basically, what you're going to need to start with is a rug. Sorry, you want a floor covering and one of the large carpets. Doesn't matter which one. I think the three are the same size, but you want a rug, and you want to put it, to make it easier for yourselves, you want to put it on one of the foundations in Sanctuary, in the corner, and we're going to use the white outline as a guide, and all will become clear shortly. Then what you're going to need is a mat, one of those, just a standard floor mat, standard welcome mat, and you're going to need your 20 generators. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the mat, trick, the magic mat trick, to get the generators onto this carpet, and then we're going to use the carpet to get the generators inside the cube. And it might sound crazy, but it works. So you want to get your first generator and put it on your mat. And then you want to put it in the back left hand corner of your carpet. And you want to try and line it up with the back of the foundations, and this is going to allow you to get all of the small generators neatly on the carpet. If they're all over the place, then they're going to stick out the sides of your little power cube, and they're going to look crap. Alright, so trust me, use the foundation. Once you've put it on the carpet, you want to recycle your mat. Generator's going to drop down into the ground, that's fine. Get your mat out again. And grab yourself another generator. Put it on the mat, like so. Okay? Pick up the mat, not the generator will move, and then you can put it next to, if you can almost line the feet up, if you line the feet up at the bottom, you see how both the feet there, the struts, the feet at the bottom, they're almost lined up. And the reason for using the foundation is you can see whether or not you've got it level at the back. Okay, and that lines them up. And then recycle the mat. That drops down. And then you just rinse and repeat, really. Grab yourself a Jenny. Put it on the mat. Pick up the mat. Line up the feet. Make sure it's at the back. Recycle the mat. Okay. Now the reason this works, if you try to put a generator onto the mat next to another generator, you can see you just can't get it close, because it's the hitbox of the generator. Once it comes into contact with the hitbox of the item next to it, it turns red and you can't put it down. By using the mat, it uses the hitbox, the green area of the mat, not the generator, so it allows you to put items inside other items, which is it's a really neat trick. So you line up the feet, you put it down, line it up with the back, and recycle the mat. Now you want to do this 18 times. You might be able to squeeze these in to such an extent where you can probably get more inside there, and if you want them sticking out of the side of the cube, you could probably get even more in there. But if you want to keep it lovely and neat and inside the cube, you're probably better off sticking to a 6x3. So that on there. We'll get another one on there, won't we? And these generators work out a little bit cheaper and easier to get than the large ones as well, because the large ones use nuclear material. These don't. The only downside with these is that the large ones don't use steel, and the small ones do. But steel is a little bit more easier to get than nuclear material. So there you go. So now you've got your 6 generators along the back, and you see if you now pick up the carpet, you can actually move the carpet and all the generators move with it. Put it inside, check the back, make sure none are sticking out the back, and that's pretty much how this works. Take it out again, and then you just carry on with the others. So I'll just fast forward through to get the 12 remaining on there, and then I'll show you how to put the last 2 in. Now if you're struggling, if the mats start to, if the mat makes contact with the hitbox of the other generators, it's not going to work. So you're probably at this stage better off putting the generator right on the corner. I mean, it sometimes doesn't even have to be touching. You can see there it's not really touching the generator, but it still works, and that just allows you to get them as close as you need to. So there we go. Now we've got 12 jennies on the mat. Now, to get the wall on the front, you can't use the mat with the wall, so there has got to be a clear space between the generator on the front, that generator there, and the front of the foundation. So you're probably best to get these back as far as you can. I'm just going to lob down a bed. I was hoping to get this done in the daylight, but I clearly can't. Lob down a bed and sleep until it gets a bit lighter. Much better, much better, much better, much better. Right, okay. Okay, so we just carry on doing this, and it's laborious, but it's well worth doing, especially if you need this much power and you want it to be neat. And if you're happy just lobbing down 6 large generators in your settlement, then you won't be doing this, will you? Spin it round so I've got the sunlight on my side. I'll go through a couple of do's and don'ts at the end, but there are a couple of do's and don'ts that you really should be doing. Last one for the mat, or last one for the carpet anyway. So now we've got the 18 generators on the carpet, and the fact that they're on that carpet means that we can move all of them, which is brilliant. Now, a couple of, like I said earlier, there are some do's and some don'ts. If you pick up one of these generators, and try and move it without moving it on the carpet, you will cock it up and you just won't be able to put the generator back down again. So if I try and pick that Jenny up now, you see it won't go back down again. So you've got to be very careful that you pick them up by the mat. You've got to pick them up by the carpet. So once you pick them all up, you can move them inside your cube. So, and then you just position it so it's inside the cube and nothing's showing on the outside. As you can see, no part of the generators are showing on the outside. Now, with a bit of luck, there you go. That fits on the outside, and there you go. You've got your cube. Now, if that's good enough for you, if 18 generators is good enough for you, then there you go. You've got your cube. If you wanted a few more, if you want the last 2 in there, I'll show you how to do that now. So what you're going to need to get them inside there is a set of steps and a piece of flooring. So we'll get our steps out first. You need one of those ones. And you're going to need one of those there and one of those like that, and then you need to put your jennies on top of them. If you can get it onto you need to try and get it onto one of the planks at the top, one of the bits of flooring. Okay, are they in the middle? Brilliant. Now then what you need to do is you need to save it. Just give it a quick save, just in case anything goes wrong, because once you put this inside the cube, you won't be able to take it back out again. So it's probably safer if you can do without 20, if you can just do with 18, you're probably better off leaving it the way it is like that. If you want the added 6 units of power, save it, and then you need to highlight the stairs. You know, give yourself a bit of room, just get into range of the stairs, and then press and hold down the A key. On the Xbox it's the A key. I'm sure there's an equivalent on the PC and on the PlayStation, but on the Xbox it's the A. And then you need to try and maneuver it to get it inside. Okay. Actually, what you want to do, schoolboy error, what you need to do before you do any of that is you'll need to wire up the jennies. So highlight the carpet, take them out, and then you need to wire them. You need to attach wires to all of them. You need to be very careful doing this. You don't want to miss any. Once it's inside the cube, it's going to be almost impossible for you to do anything about it. Alright, so now they're all wired up together. Get your carpet with your jennies on it back inside your cube, your power cube. Might be a little bit too far back. Yeah, it's a little bit too far back, you see they're sticking out. Okay, that's okay. And then just check the front wall goes back on again. Okay, so it goes on, everything's inside, apart from that jenny there sticking out the side. So if you try to do this without the carpet and just use the mats onto the flooring, you'd never be able to move it about like this. You'd have to be either perfect in your placement to start with, or just you'd have to live with the fact that generators are going to be sticking out the side. So by using the carpet, it gives you all this flexibility. That's on, that's all hidden. Brilliant. Now wire up these two jennies and then give yourself some room, like I said. Press and hold A to highlight it. And then get it inside. Now this is where you've got to be. This is sort of loads of luck, really, because as soon as you put this down, you will not be able to move it. So try and get yourself into a position where you can see at least two sides of it, because once it's in there, you will not be able to move it. So as I say, quick save it before you do this. If you get it wrong, load the save, do it again. So I'm going to say that's okay, and then you go in and you recycle that bit of wood and you recycle that bit of wood, and then you link one of those jennies with one of these jennies, doesn't matter which one. So they're all now linked together and they're all inside the cube and they're not visible. Now to get the power from the inside of the cube to the outside, you just need to use the mat again. Grab yourself a conduit, one of those ones, just one of the standard ones. Put it on a mat, and the mat's it's magic. The mat's magic. It's what's called the magic mat trick. If it's not, then we should coin the phrase, the magic mat trick. Grab yourself a ladder to get yourself on the roof, and then you need to wire it whichever corner you want it to go through. So I want it to go through the corner here. Highlight that jenny with a piece of wire and connect the wire to this piece of conduit, to this conduit, and then highlight the mat, not the conduit, highlight the mat, up your steps, onto the roof, and then put the conduit on the roof where you want it to go. And as you can see, the wire has gone straight to the roof and into that piece of conduit. Now you might be able to actually remove the mat. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's going to work today. Brilliant. So you can move the conduit, get rid of the mat, and now you've got power coming through the roof of your power cube. Get your front door back on again, your front wall back on again, and there you go, you've got your power cube. Now if you want to move that somewhere else, say I wanted that cube down there, I put it on a concrete base so I can pretty much move it where I want, but again I'm using the trick that highlights all of it, and once you've moved it, if you move it near other buildings or anything else, you won't be able to move it again. So if you're going to move it, quick save before you do anything, and then highlight the base, press and hold A, and you'll pick all of it up, and then you can move it pretty much where you want it to go. So if I wanted it to go here, say I wanted it to go there, press and hold it and then move it, and now you've got all that power in there, 60 units of power in there with a piece of conduit on the top. So if you highlight the conduit, you can move it to wherever you want it to be powered. Now as long as I say, as long as you haven't put it too close to something else, let me just give you an example. If I had say I had the radio beacon there, and I wanted to move that now, if I highlighted it, it highlights the beacon as well. Now I'm not quite sure how far away it's got to be before it won't. See, it's not too far away. So give yourself, you know, a couple of meters or so away from anything, and if you put it in the wrong place, you can pick it up and you can move it. Also, try not to put it on a flat surface. Try not to put the concrete on a flat surface. If you put it on a flat surface like that, it'd be very difficult for you to pick it up again. So try and raise it off the ground to give you, give you some room underneath for you to pick it up again. And then you can just decorate it how you see fit. I'm going to stick a sign on the side of it to let people know that there's electricity in there, and I'm going to put a light on it. There you go. So that is my power cube that generates 60 units of electricity and takes up a sixth of the space that 6 large generators would do. If you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, please leave it a like, and please subscribe for future how-to videos. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.